Have you ever found yourself in a place you did not choose? A place that felt cold and unfair? Sometimes, life pushes us into hard situations. We feel lost. We feel alone. We wonder where God is. In these moments, we can look at the story of a young woman named Esther. Her story shows us something beautiful. It shows that God's favor can find us even in the hardest places. It can shine like a light in a dark room. This truth is found in the book of Esther, a powerful story of courage and hope. It reminds us that God is always working, often in ways we cannot see at first. His plans are bigger than our problems. The Bible tells us what happened to Esther. In Esther 2:8-9, we read a moment when favor meets a hard place. May divine favor operate on your behalf even when circumstances feel imposed or unfair. So when the king's order and his edict were proclaimed, and when many young women were gathered in Susa, the citadel in custody of Haggai, Esther also was taken into the king's palace and put in custody of Haggai, who had charge of the women. And the young woman pleased him and won his favor. And he quickly provided her with her cosmetics and her portion of food, and with 7 chosen young women from the king's palace, and advanced her and her young women to the best place in the harem. These words paint a picture of a sudden, life-changing event. The scene is set in a place called Susa. It was a great city, the capital of a powerful empire. Inside this city was the citadel, a strong fortress where the king lived. This was not a friendly neighborhood. It was a place of power, rules, secrets. Esther was a young Jewish woman, an orphan, living a quiet life with her cousin Mordecai. One day, everything changed. The king's command went out across the land. All beautiful young virgins were to be brought to the palace. Esther was one of them. She was taken from her home, from everything she knew. The palace was not a place of comfort for her. It was a cage, even if it was a golden one. Imagine how she must have felt. She was far from her family and her people. She was surrounded by strangers. The life she knew was gone. Her future was now in the hands of a powerful king and his officials. This was not a choice she made. It was a law she had to obey. This was an unfair place. It was a hard place. It was a place where it would be easy to feel forgotten by God. But God had not forgotten her. He was about to show his favor in a way no one could have expected. Her journey in this strange new home was just beginning, and God was already preparing the way for her. Let's think more about what it meant for Esther to be taken. The king's command was not an invitation. It was an order. No one could say no. Young women from all over the vast Persian Empire were gathered. They were not asked. They were simply collected, like precious objects. She lost her freedom in a single day. She was put into the custody of a man named Haggai, the keeper of the women. Her life was no longer her own. This situation was filled with uncertainty. What would happen to her? What would happen to the other young women? They were all rivals in a silent competition. Only one would be chosen as queen. The rest would live out their days in the harem, never to return home or marry whom they chose. The palace, for all its beauty and wealth, was a place of deep loneliness and fear. Esther was an orphan in a foreign land, now a captive in a foreign palace. It is hard to imagine a more difficult or unfair starting point. She was cut off from her community and her faith in a very real way. She could have become bitter, angry at the king, the guards, even at God. She could have withdrawn in sadness and despair. Many would have. They would have seen only the high walls and locked gates, felt the weight crushing their spirit, competition and jealousy. But Esther's story turns. The Bible does not tell us she complained. It tells us what happened next, God's unseen hand at work. Even in confinement, God was making a way. He was preparing to lift her up. This is a powerful lesson for us. What feels like the end may be the beginning of a new path God is creating. In the middle of a competitive environment, something remarkable happened. Esther pleased Haggai and won his favor. Haggai was the eunuch in charge of the harem. He had seen hundreds come and go. He knew what it took. His job was to prepare women for their one night with the king. Gaining his favor meant having someone powerful on your side. someone who could open doors and provide the best resources. This simple line is full of meaning. Perhaps it was her gentle spirit, her respectful attitude. Maybe her quiet grace stood out. She accepted the reality of her situation and conducted herself with dignity. Her character shone. Haggai saw something different in her. It wasn't only outward beauty. It was the beauty of her spirit. The favor she won was immediate and practical. He quickly provided her cosmetics and her portion of food. This was not standard. She received better care and nourishment. It made a real difference and set her apart. He gave her 7 helpers and advanced her to the best place in the harem. Think about that. From a new arrival to the best quarters with the best staff. This was not a small thing. It was a promotion. In an unfair place, she received an unfair advantage. This was not luck. This was the hand of God, moving through the heart of a man in power to lift up his chosen one. We must understand where this favor truly came from. On the surface, Haggai liked Esther, but believers know God directs the hearts of people. Proverbs 21:1 tells us, "The king's heart is a stream of water in the hand of the Lord. He turns it wherever he will." If God can turn a king's heart, he can influence a palace official. Haggai's kindness was God's provision, protecting and preparing Esther. God often works quietly. No angelic announcement, no sky miracle. He worked through the ordinary palace system. He used a man's positive impression. This is often how favor appears: a helpful colleague, a kind boss, an unexpected opportunity, a door that opens. See God's sovereignty, even where it feels godless: pagan worship, political intrigue, immense power. The last place you'd expect, yet he was there, moving to protect his people. No matter how dark our workplace, neighborhood, or situation, it is not outside God's reach. Favor is not a shield from hardship. It is strength within it. Favor equipped her to thrive where planted and positioned her for what was to come. Let's bring this into our world. Think of a young woman we'll call Maria. She had just graduated in marketing with big dreams, but the market was tough. After months, her only offer was an admin role at a struggling manufacturer in an industrial part of town. It felt like a failure. Old office, boring work, far from glamorous. She almost turned it down, but accepted to pay bills. She chose to do her best. She organized files, answered warmly, learned workers' names, and served with kindness. She worked with excellence, even feeling overlooked. She served where she was, not where she wasn't. Then the sales manager quit before a major trade show. The owner panicked. Who could manage the booth? He remembered Maria, her hard work, bright attitude, order she brought, and her marketing degree. He asked if she could help. She said yes. She worked day and night, designed an eye-catching booth, connected with clients. The show was a huge success. He promoted her. How can we position ourselves for God's favor in hard places? Here are 3 simple actions. First, trust quietly. Esther did not make a loud scene. She trusted Mordecai and God. Be honest with God. Bring your feelings to him in prayer. Resist complaint and bitterness. Pray, "God, I trust you are here with me. Open my eyes to see your hand today." Quiet trust makes room for God to move. Second, serve well. Respectful, cooperative, diligent. Do today's tasks with excellence. Choose to serve. Be reliable. Be kind. Respect others. Your character is on display. Faithful service gets noticed. Third, be ready. Haggai advanced Esther. When opportunity came, she was ready. Keep learning. Keep growing. Keep your heart soft and hope alive. When an unexpected door opens, walk through with courage. God's favor often meets preparation. He looks for people preparing for the good future he has planned. Esther's story begins with loss and constraint, but it does not end there. Early favor led to the throne, and from there she saved her people. Her hard place became God's rescue platform. Not every unfair place makes us royalty, but God can use any circumstance. No place is too hard for his favor to find you. If you feel overlooked, undervalued, or stuck, remember the quiet way God worked through Haggai. Your story is not over. God is at work behind the scenes. He can turn a boss's heart, create opportunity, and place a helper right when you need it. Your job is to trust quietly, serve well, and be ready for the favor on its way. Look for small signs of grace. These are whispers from your Father. He sees you, knows your name, and is with you in the citadel of your struggles. Amen.